These are the secrets to actually finding 10x coins on FOMO and the rules that I use to tell whether or not it's worthwhile investing. I keep seeing a lot of my crew getting into some of the same potholes, and I wanted to clear the air and come up with a few simple rules that you need to look for when you're looking at coins and tokens to jump into. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not actually giving you any financial advice. Please do your own research. And hey, if you loved this video today and you want to jump on and make your own 10x's, use my code NICKCASH in the link below to get 10% off all fees when you sign up to FOMO. Hey, because you're going to be a millionaire, that's going to be like 100 grand. So imagine how much you would save. The first rule is if you want big gains, you're not really going to get that on anything that's already in the trending tab. You see, the trending tab has already realized value. All the people have already jumped in way earlier, and now it's sort of the general public. So you can go in there and buy, and then it goes up and down, and you can do a lot of the sort of institutional trading, sort of buying and selling over time. But unless you're using vast capital, that's actually not going to be a very lucrative strategy for you. If you're looking for something to get bigger gains like 10x's, then I suggest you go to the graduate tab. But hold on, don't leave the video just yet, because there are some very specific rules for the graduated tab that I need you to understand. So when it comes to the graduate tab, there are several ideas that I like to go through. I like to quickly scan through all of the coins to see if anybody I follow has already invested in them. That's a nice little test to see if it's worthwhile you checking out, and it saves you a ton of time because you want to find the institutional traders who get in early and make those 10x's and follow them into certain coins. Now, counterpoint, there are some traders who have enough capital to throw $1,000 into many different things willy-nilly. So what you need to be sure is that this is the right person that you're following in. I'll have an up-to-date list very soon of the top 20 traders that I now trust for this year. The second big rule that I want to say is that if you don't understand the meme or what the coin is, treat it with caution. Now, generally, if it's something that I've already seen on TikTok or Instagram, or it's like a meme going around, like it's some funny animal that I saw on Instagram, or it's a celebrity who did a faux pas or something like that, that makes sense. Do you understand that it makes sense for the general public? So you're actually going to invest into that, and it's going to have legs. It's going to have something beyond sort of the Twitter sphere. It's going to have people in the general public. Like if my grandma is sending me reels about that one particular thing, I know it's going to be worthwhile. If I don't understand the meme, half the time it could just be some person trying to start a coin, and they've gone and they're putting up a picture of their cat because they go, I love my cat. Everyone's going to love my cat, but it doesn't have any legs and it's not going to go anywhere. A third thing to look out for is to see if it has any sort of community behind it. See if they've linked to Twitter, see if they have a website, see if there's a team that is developing some sort of technique or tool. Generally, a lot of the ones in the graduate aren't going to have this, but it will tell you if it's going to be a rug or not. And now it's time to talk about getting rugged. So getting rugged is when you put in like $100 and it instantly sells and someone has just been farming the community. I have found that some of the top people on the FOMO leaderboard do farm the people that follow them. So I generally always have a rule that when somebody big buys a coin, I try to wait maybe 30 to 45 seconds before I buy in just to see. Now, it can be painful to see the value go up whilst you're sitting there waiting, but if it's someone that you're a little bit unsure about, cough, cough, Remus, who does this a little bit of the time, then you want to make sure that they're actually people who are jumping in and investing. FOMO also has a very helpful feature where if you scroll down, you can see how many top holders there are. It will warn you if there's a lot of people that hold a lot, and you can also see what sort of the volume is. There's a lot of people faking volume. If you're looking at a graph and it's just going up almost to consistency and no one's actually selling out or anything like that, it's like too perfect, that shows you that it's actually a fake coin that's going up. Again, if you're following all these rules, you'll start to see a pattern. A fake coin will have a chart that looks very rough, key players won't be buying into it, and they won't have any sort of team behind them. That's how you know. And of course, you've never heard of it. If you follow those 4 rules, you're generally going to be relatively safe from being rugged. Other people in the community have also suggested that you don't invest into anything that is under 30,000 or 50,000, and I somewhat agree with this. I know some people do invest into things that are like 10,000, 15,000 market cap, but generally you want there to be a little bit of volume or a little bit of stuff happening, so you're not just buying a coin that nobody's into. So I generally wait till it's like at 100, because if I'm looking for something that goes to 100 to a million, that's going to guarantee that you have enough capital for an exit, and it's also going to mean that there's enough people buying and selling that it's not going to rug out of you. Now, this is my own personal sort of 5th rule that I like to look at, is when I do see key players in a coin and I see that it's quite cheap, I like to look at the all chart and I scroll back to see just how long and how far ago they actually invested into the coin, because sometimes it's already peaked. And I look back at it and I go like, well, if this meme has already peaked 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, there is no guarantee that it's going to even reach anywhere close back to what it was before. I see people jumping into a coin, say that Poor Goat is invested in, and they're like, oh, it's going to go back up. And it's like, is it really? It's just a one-off meme about Drake that's already come and gone and the community has moved on. The value has already been realized. So that's why I try to look for coins that are new or are freshly graduated, rather ones that have graduated, trended, and then just fallen back down to that graduated area. So that's something else that should discount you. Now, I should do a whole video on this, but you can also do charting here. If you can see a convergence where the coin is going up and down, but the waves are getting smaller and smaller, when it reaches that flat point, there is a theory that from there it will shoot straight up. And this is kind of like horoscopes in a way, personality tests, trying to predict people, like human dynamics. So I think you need to treat it almost kind of like a theory, but I think that there is some merit to see that. If everything else stacks up, it could be worthwhile you investing into that coin. And as we wrap up here, another suggestion that I have is, if one of the big players is in the coin and they keep investing in the coin and they keep tweeting about the coin, it is very unlikely that coin is not going to explode. There was a coin called Cat where Poor Goat continuously invested hundreds of thousands of dollars and 40, 50, 60 Twitter threads all about this coin, and then it like quadrupled in value. I think it went up by like 10. He made like $1 million, but it was a week of time. He made $1 million and he gave us all a week of time to invest into it. If we had just looked at the sign and followed the rules, you would have invested no problem and you would have made a serious bag. So when you actually look back at all of these little rules that I've done, and I'll write them down in the description so you don't have to worry about this, you start to see that there are only very few coins. Sometimes I will open up the app and I'll be scrolling through and I won't find anything. And that's okay, because it's all about deliberately striking where we know there's gonna be gold, rather than just trying to blow up every single hillside with some vain hope. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe. And if you want to get into FOMO and start trading yourself, use my link down below and my code NICKCASH to get 10% off all fees. That's right, that's 10% off, which over a length of time will actually come to be quite substantial. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.